Crazy. I'm crazy for calling Comcast. Well, we all have problems. You might think of this as a first world problem, and indeed it is. But if you have a handicap or you are stuck at home and connectivity is important to you, you might want to listen to this one because it'll validate your feelings. So, if you live in earthquake country, you already know this. But if you're in a seismically neutral area, here's the deal. We like it when there are small earthquakes. When they happen, we have this little stab of panic because we don't know how bad the shaking is going to be. But if it's just a quick jolt, Californians generally say, oh my God, thank God that happened, because we don't worry about the fault lines that sound off easily and often. We worry about the one that stays dormant for a century. Nothing freaks Mother Nature out like a crude stress. And a crude stress has a way of resulting in a shakedown that is bigger and worse than the sum of its parts. Let's just say, for the sake of pure rhetoric, that your Wi-Fi isn't working. And by pure rhetoric, I do mean my Wi-Fi is literally not working at all. It's annoying. It's a stressor under normal circumstances. Now let's say your cell phone is also crapped out. That's right. You don't have service. And you live alone. And you're in a quarantine that has somehow been redefined, because quarantine, as in the word quarantine, 40 days approximately, to forever. Maybe permanently, because let's say you have a disabling chronic illness that sometimes leaves you in need of help from your bedroom floor, or getting dressed, or getting a ride somewhere, or getting connected. Now let's add that you've got this hot, steamy date with a full battery of neuropsych testing for brain surgery. And with all that piling up, you had to stop your meds for 12 hours. And as you do so, you descend into the brimstone stinking hellscape that is Comcast customer service. Support. Yes, that's right, support. Y'all are tracking my metaphor, right? So, anyway, you're in the middle of a neurologic evaluation for 3 hours, but you cannot maintain a Wi-Fi or phone connection, and this can actually affect your assessment, like from stress, but also from human error standpoint, because calls that break off in the middle and have to be repeated have to start from scratch. For one thing, in Comcast, what are you thinking? 16 phone calls, 2 live in-person visits, 3 long-hour sessions to untangle 2 accounts that should have been untangled 10 years ago. Another call, maybe 3 more calls to untangle a router, and it was finally working. So in a state of elation, I called all the supervisors to congratulate them on a job well done with great service, because it was working for an hour. Clearly, I should have kept my yap shut, because next they tell me there was some kind of an upgrade, and wasn't I lucky? All I had to do was reset my router for the 17th time. When that didn't work, I got rerouted again to a customer service place in the Philippines, where I was happy to talk to Laura about all the things that I wanted to ask her about that were super cliched, like, what do you think of Manny Pacquiao? And have you heard the rap song by Kool A.D.? Because it's a really good one. And I made her laugh, and it was this great time we had together, but I still don't have Wi-Fi. Comcast. And I have to start my neuropsych evaluations over and take more pills. Actually, I can't take them for 12 hours, which makes me rigid. I can't move. I can't do anything. I can't even leave the house. I can barely swallow or dress myself. So I have to start this all over because of Wi-Fi, for what you should have fixed in the first place. So if I were to add up all the hours of lost work and the emotional toll and the important but missed connections that included, in part, the demise of a friendship, but we won't even go there. I mean, you don't talk for a month, people start to make up stories. Really weird thing to do, by the way. What I want to say is that you don't need Parkinson's in order to find yourself shaking. This shit's gone on for a couple months, and you might even be your own human earthquake at that point from pure anxiety and anger. So this is for everyone that's feeling misunderstood after explaining that's the little things that are big things when you already have challenges? Can you give each other a break? If you know somebody that has a disability and they seem to be freaking out about things you think are small, and then you tell them that everybody has problems and the world's falling apart, which they're well aware of, but they also have to deal with trying to just get down the stairs without falling, or maybe getting out of bed, just cut them a little slack. I'm not even talking about myself. I'm talking about people that are really not able to leave their homes. And you call them negative, or that you tell them that they're bringing you down. Just have a little bit of compassion. And if you got to call, your service provider, you have to keep calling them to ask them for the service that you're paying for. And you have to start your neuropsych evaluations over. Give me a call. There must be a skit in here somewhere, but the humor's lost on me at this moment. I'm feeling people's pain and I'm not even halfway through this thing. I'm barely 10 years in. Imagine people that have had this for 20, 30 years. How patient you have to be. Humbling, really. Just take care of each other. Stay cool. Never give up. We got this. We're going to get through this, no matter what it is. Even if it's Comcast customer support.